I'm here with Prika of Nervosa to talk about Jailbreak out September 29th on Napalm Records. Once again, welcome to the channel. Bom dia, boa tarde. I'm not sure if it's good morning or good afternoon for you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's a good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, boa tarde. Um,
Yes.
let me start off by asking you about the vocals on this record. When during the process did you decide that it was time for you to take on that role within the band?
It was more about a necessity because I had the chance to be the singer in the first split of Nervosa, but I was not seeing myself as a singer because I always was a guitarist. I was doing backing vocals during the entire life of Nervosa, and I did some side projects, but just with the participation, one song here and there, just like a hobby, being a singer. But after the second change, I was thinking like it's really bad for the band to change the singer again and again. So at least the singer, I can't change, that much. And it's not something that I can control because the people never had experience in touring before. And they decide that they don't want to live this in that intensity, or not in that way, and they decide to leave is something that I can understand the inside, but for the band is really bad. And I say maybe if I can do it, it's the best option for Nervosa. So I had some months to give a try, and then I was feeling more comfortable, more safe, more secure, and then here I am. I'm just still trying and studying all the time and trying to do my best.
When you decided to go with the to go as yourself as the vocalist, was that at the same time that you felt like you needed to add a second guitar player to help you out because now you have to do dual duties when it comes to the live performances?
No, but this decision helped me with the decision for me be a singer because that moment I could not add an extra more person to that moment because I was changing from 3 pieces for 4 pieces, and for 5 pieces would give me a bit problem with the logistic stuff because many show was already booked, and about the money too because we were in the middle of the pandemic situation. I didn't know how the money wise will be, like to split money in 4 people it's one thing, and in five it's like a bit difficult. And I say, okay, I will keep this idea to add another guitarist for the next album. But after release the Perpetual Chaos, like 4 months after, I start to work with Elena Coutina behind the scenes. We just didn't announce her because it was not make sense to release an album with one guitar and then add another guitar. So the next step would make more sense. But she was already in the band when Diva left the band. So, and then this gave me a bit of comfortable thing, like to trust to give a try, like, okay, I have another guitar giving support there. So maybe it's something that can work.
How did that impact your songwriting? Because one thing is to write an album for one guitar player, the other thing is to write an album with two guitar players.
For me, it was even better because before Nervosa, I was playing always in bands with the two guitars, and I was used to compose with the two guitars. So for me, it was a big challenge to simplify, something that I was creating for two guitars in one guitar. So every album was really challenge for me. But from now on, it was like a sensation of freedom, and I could do everything, absolutely everything. And Elena is a very talented girl. Also, she's able to play absolutely everything. And she bring a lot of ideas, and she helped me to compose this new album. She's a big part of this new album. And we had a lot of fun, and everything works pretty natural and so fast, know and was a really beautiful process and very easy to compose with the two guitars.
You said giving you some freedom. Is that where the name of the album comes from? Jailbreak? Is it you breaking out and having a little bit more freedom when it came to put this record together?
Yes, it's a bit of a meaning about this album title. It's because there is a lot of things that make us to arrive at this title. First, because we have a passion in common that we love motorcycles, and we were talking about why we like so much motorcycle. And then we find the sensation of the freedom, like with the wind on the face and going everywhere and these kind of things. And you say, yeah, nice, we should write a song with this kind of vibes. And then the Jailbreak title for the song came. But then when we were looking for a title of the album, it was very hard because the lyrics of this album, it's a totally different kind of topics. But in the end, we couldn't find another meaning to connect to this. It's like when something's happening wrong with you, like when you don't like something, or if someone affecting you is somehow, you just have to, to break the chains and go far away. And somehow we are trying to connect with the meaning. But basically like that, be proud of who you are, not changing yourself for acception in somewhere or whatever. So all of these vibes of Motorheads, Motorhead gave it to us, like rock and roll life, freedom. We tried to put it there.
You have some guest appearances on this record. You have Lena Scissorhands. You have Gary Holt. What was the thought process behind inviting them to come and add a little bit of extra spice to the album?
We were like with the idea to bring one of our favorite guitarists for this album, and Gary Holt was one of the top of our list. And when I sent a message to him, he replied very quick, and he made it happen in a very short time period because he was touring, and it wasn't between two tours for him. He had really few days to do it, and he made it the best way. And we are super happy and still don't believe it is happening because it's a dream come true for us. And also we realized that in Nervosa history, we never invite a woman to participate in an album. So we say like, now it's a time to fix it. And Lena was in our list because she has a different kind of tone and she's more into modern metal. And we want to bring more elements for this album. If you analyze the album, it's more diverse than all of the others. And we want to bring and open the doors for these kind of things. And Lena was super quick too when she answered, so super happy, and I really liked the results because it really gave a modern tone, which is amazing for the song.
You mentioned this album being a little bit more diverse than previous records. I felt like this album was the most thrash metal sounding record that the band has ever released. Previous albums had a lot of death metal influences in them, at least from my point of view. This one was like straightforward thrash metal with huge old school influences. I would say Creator. There's a lot of Creator influences on this record, both musically and vocally. Do you see this album a departure from that more dark death metal Nervosa sound to a more traditional thrash metal sound?
I think it's more thrash in somehow because we are not using so much elements from death metal. It still is there because it makes part of the style of the band, but in somehow, actually, if we talk about the riffs, it's more thrash metal. But we also, the thing, I think, the sensation to be more thrashy is because we bring in more heavy metal influences from the album. And heavy metal and thrash metal are pretty close, mainly if it's fast heavy metal. So we like example, the voice, the vocal type that I use for this album, it's more extreme. So it's more into death metal than thrash metal, but I'd say there is a thrash metal tone because I do some highs and this kind of things that we use for in thrash. But I see that it's very, very diverse because of the way that we are approaching the subject of the songs. Also because we have a different guitarist composing the album, and she brings a lot of heavy metal influences for this album. And also we have like melodic death metal, melodic thrash metal. We have some punk. Example, the song Ungrateful, it's super thrash punk. It's always thrash with something, That's why it's more diverse. It's thrash with 100% thrash. I think we have just like a few songs, 100% thrash. Apart from that, all of the others has something together with the thrash.
What does a producer like Martin Furia add to the mix of this new Nervosa sound?
He's a person that knows how to respect what Nervosa is. That's why I'm working with him from the last 3 albums. He knows how to make everyone feel in a situation that we have a lot of pressure. You know, like it was very tense for us to compose this album because all of the changes again and the Perpetual Chaos was a really important album for Nervosa. So it was really like we can do better, you know, like these kind of things that we're feeling. Me as a singer, like I never sing before, I will perform is good enough. You know, there was a lot of fear in our thoughts and our minds, and he knows how to make us to feel like safe and secure, you know, always with the good vibes. He knows how to guide us as well, so he helped us with a lot of details with this album, something that we could not do so much with Perpetual Chaos example, but this album we had a bit more time, so we could work in details and some stuff like that. He also helped a lot with the drums part, composing some stuff, just details. Most part was Micaela, but he helped here and there. And in the lyrics example, he's always helping with a correction of the English because my English is not that good. So he's really good with English, so he's always correcting the lyrics. But more about that, not in the compositions, but with the final things, you know, and the mix and the mastering example. He knows the sound of Nervosa. He's not only our producer, but he's also our sound guy. So he built the sound of Nervosa together with us, respecting everything that we like and we want, you know. And to bring this to the album, it was very important because sometimes other producers are good, of course, they are super good, but it's not what we are looking for, you know. They do a really great job. It sounds good, but doesn't sound the way that we want. It sometimes can be frustrated. So if we are working very well with a producer, why we're gonna change? Or just to change? No. So I think it was a good idea to keep him because it was a big part to the album be successful, you know.
You mentioned being a little bit nervous coming into this album. A lot of things have changed the lineup, you as the vocalist. So when you look at going into the studio, this is the second record back to back that you have a different lineup. How was the chemistry this time around when it came to recording?
The chemistry was like a more between me and Elena because we were working for 2 years almost before, you know, and she was in the band doing the tour in Latin America before we announced as a official member. So work with Elena, it's the best thing ever. She's a really nice person, really happy with everything, really grateful with everything. So the things like was super funny and fun, you know, in the best way possible. Even if we were like in the delicate situation, example, Micaela came like last minute, hired her actually just album, not as an official member, but she liked the experience, so she decided to stay to have more experience with us, you know. But it was very nice times. So we didn't have any bassist to record in the album. Who recorded the bass was Elena Coutinho because we were waiting for Mia Wallace to the last minute possible, but she was really busy with many problems that she's having in her life, her private life, and in her family, these kind of things. So then after we finished the album recordings, I contact Hellfire, so she could record only one song, which was City of Death. But I'm really excited for the next album, man, because the next because then we can have her helping more in the album, bring me some ideas, and also for me, because I changed my way to sing, because I learned more stuff. I did tours right now, something that I did.
One last question for you, and that is, when we'll be able to see you guys touring again in North America? Last time you guys were here with Destruction. When will you guys be coming back?
It's more soon than you can think about it. Still be probably in February and March.
Oh, that's good. What a great way to start the new year. So something to definitely look forward to. Prika, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on this album. It's my favorite Nervosa album to date. I absolutely love to listen to this record. It kicks ass. The dual guitars are amazing. They sound so fat on this album. So thank you very much for the time today.
Thank you so much for supporting. I'm happy to listen these words. It's really important for the band and for me personally. Everything that we're passing through was not easy. Like everyone that was involved in this band deserved the best, you know. But it's really hard from my side too, from the side of the girls that are with me now. And it's really, really important to listen these kind of things and keep me strong and keeping going. I really thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon in US very soon.
I hope to see you. I definitely looking forward to that. And then when you play, I'm in Toronto, so when you play here, we'll have a chat in person.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do a cheers.
See ya. Take care.